I got a post from a young man who wanted advice. He's 12 years old and he writes, "Problems with staying consistent. Recently I've been procrastinating. I've been watching random YouTube videos. I've not been meditating every day and stuff like that. But when it was summer, I did all the good habits and almost didn't procrastinate. I don't know what to do and it's really been bothering me. I'll be grateful for any answer." I'll read the comments first. So Matteo commented, "Stay consistent. I find I watch a motivational video and that helps me to have a great daily workout." Abra commented, "Have a schedule, bro, and maintain it." Anri, another guy commented, "Give some more context about your situation. What habits did you do and for how long? When did you stop with it and what caused you to stop?" And then the original poster, the 12-year-old, he commented, I meditated, learned, not procrastinating. I was doing it whole summer, but recently I've stopped doing them." Looks like he's posted a picture of his daily schedule, which is very nice to see. So that's a Google Calendar. It's very nice to think about that. We've got a young man, 12 years old, who uses Google Calendar to organize his day, who's meditated, who's done good habits before. And basically he's asking he's lost the consistency that he had before. So the advice that I'd give to you, what was your name? Sorry. Antonin. Apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So the advice that I'd give to this young man and for anyone else who feels like they've fallen off the consistency with the self-improvement habits is, I actually think that this is a step in the self-improvement path. When you're really motivated and you first really discover self-improvement, you start watching my videos, you get onto it, you're doing gratitude journaling, exercising every day, meditating, it feels awesome. But then you end up having a random period, basically what's called a rut, where you just stop doing all of the good things that you were doing. It almost surprises you that you're still the same person who's went back to doing the same bad old habits that you did. And I remember this happened to me for many years, 17, 18, 19 years old, where I got onto NoFap, I got onto weightlifting, but then I'd have a random week where I just didn't even go to the gym and I just jacked off every day. And it would surprise me because I thought that I was past that point. And, I'd be so upset and I'd be thinking to myself, how do I stay consistent? I think that this problem isn't actually a problem with staying consistent. You think it is, don't you? You think that you're not consistent, that's what the problem is. That's not what the problem is. This problem it's all about mindset. If you believe that this is not consistency, then it's a problem. What if this actually was you being consistent? Because put it this way, right? In 2015, 8 years ago, a random time, ages ago, 2015, how many hours did you meditate for? 0, right? In 2015, how many times did you go to the gym? Probably 0. In 2015, how many times did you gratitude journal or learn something actually really productive? Probably 0. How about 2016? Probably 0, right? You probably started self-improvement sometime in the last few years, probably the last year, right? So before that year that you started self-improvement, you were at complete 0 in basically all of the good habits, right? Then you started self-improvement and you probably did it, 100 times in the next year. Consistency is not, oh man, I didn't go to the gym today. That's not consistency. There's a much better, healthier, powerful way to think about consistency. And it's to just ask yourself, how many times did I do that thing in that year? When you're trying to be consistent day to day, week to week, it starts to fuck up your mental health. When you wonder to yourself per year, that's when it just gets simple. Let's say you just discovered self-improvement last year in 2022, at the first of the year, just to make it simple, right? So in January 1st, 2022, you found my videos. How many times did you go to the gym in 2022? Probably a few hundred. How many times did you meditate? Probably 100, probably 200, right? Now, if we're going up, then that's all we need to know about being consistent. Many people, when they discover self-improvement year to year, they're going up. And the truth is, you haven't even completed 1 year of self-improvement yet. Most likely, if you're watching this, like for this young man, you probably only have been on self-improvement for like 7 months. And so you haven't even got like your baseline yet. We're trying to figure out what your baseline is. Imagine we wanted to see how fast you could run, right? So we put you on one of those treadmills where you can run as fast as possible, and the treadmill just kind of like keeps moving along with you. It's not like a normal one where you set the speed. It's one that kind of tracks your speed, right? When you're running, imagine you're like sprinting, you get up to 20 kilometers an hour. Are you just going to be flat 20 kilometers an hour like that? No. The speed counter would go down to 19.3, then it'd go up to like 19.9, then 18.7, then 21.3. Like, it goes like this, right? Life always looks like this. Like, your performance and stuff always looks like this. That's what's happening here. 1 week you meditate every single day. The other week it kind of slows down, just like it did on the treadmill. You can't expect to just be like, yep, I do 5 minutes of meditation every single day, done. It's more like you do 5 minutes for 3 days and then you forget to meditate for like 3 weeks. But the longer that you stay on self-improvement with a good mindset, that starts to inverse, and then you stay meditating 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row. And then when you do fall into the rut, which you used to be in for 21 days, that rut where you don't meditate now only lasts 17 days. Then it's 15 days. Then it's only 12 days. The next rut that you get into is only 12 days where you don't meditate. The next rut after that, it's only 9 days. Eventually your ruts are you not meditating for like 2 days, and you're like, oh damn, I've really slipped up on my self-improvement. I'm really not consistent. And it's like, it's not even that deep. It's not that serious. So many young men are trying to get onto self-improvement and trying to be consistent every single day without realizing like that's almost like an egotistical desire. You're not at the level where you could meditate every single day for the year, and you should feel fine about that. I'm not even at the level where I meditate every single day of the year, and I've been on this stuff for years. So you can't be a young man who's just discovered self-improvement and think to yourself realistically that you could do it every single day. You're inevitably going to have a bunch of days off. Like when I discovered NoFap when I was 17 years old, I thought that from that point, I was just not going to fap. I thought, well, I'm on NoFap now, so I'm just not going to fap anymore. What do you think happened? Within 24 hours, I fapped, and I was like so crazy. I was like, bro, I said I wasn't gonna fap. You know, how did this happen? Like, whoa, like I just relapsed, right? You can't expect to basically live your life a certain way, watch some random YouTube video, and then just change your life after that. People say they do. Like, people love to say like, oh, Hamza, your videos changed my life. I watched this one video, your video changed my life. No, it didn't, bro. My videos did not change your life, and you did not watch one video of mine that changed your life. What actually happened was you watched one video, you implemented it for a few days, then you fell off it, and then you were like, oh man, gotta go watch that video again. It's like you make some progress, you check off the box for a few days in a row, then you don't check it off for a few days. That's completely normal. It's not sexy. Like, you know, I'd love to, I'm sure that you'd love to hear like, oh no, here's the secret hack to checking off every day of the year of meditation. But there isn't. It's like you need to spend the first year basically meditating, like trying to meditate every day, but only getting like 90 days of the year checked off. Then the next year it'll be 120. Then the next year it'll be 170. Then the next year it'll be 200 days. Do you see that this is such a better way to look at things? Think about how many times you meditate or you want to meditate in your first year of discovering what meditation is. If it's above 100, I think you've got too much of an ego. It should maybe be more like 50. Because if you meditated for 50 days of the year on your first year of discovering meditation, that's 50 more than the year before. That's insane progress. Your issue right now is that, no offense, you're like the idiot beginner in the gym who comes in and wants to just lift heavy weight. You come in and you see me squatting 3 plates. You see me with 140 kg on the bar, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna look to you and say, yeah, sure, in a few years, sure. And then you look to me and say, oh, well, if I can't do that, then I'm gonna be sad. If I can't do that, then that means that my gym progress isn't good enough. I'm like, but I had to start from the beginning. I had to start with a 20 kg barbell. You should start from a 20 kg barbell as well, right? I had to start with the 20 kg barbell to squat with. Then I added the tiny little plates on, then the tiny little plates, then the tiny little plates. Then it was 10 kg a side, then it was 20 kg, then it was 40. You have to progressively overload starting from a small amount. Your issue is that you started meditation, you started self-improvement, and you just want to stack like fucking weight on the bar and be like, yep, lightweight baby, we're ready for this now. Like, yeah, I'm a strong, hard man. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You're 12 years old and you're just on self-improvement. Like, you're not that amazing yet. Like, I'm proud of you for being here. But lose the fucking ego, young man. Lose the ego to think that you should be so consistent. That's the problem. The problem isn't that you're taking days off, because that's normal. You're not at the level to lift the heavy weight. You're not at the level to hit 365 days of meditation this year. You're not at that level. Lose the ego, young man. You don't realize it's ego. You need to have this belief through your self-improvement journey. Like, I'm new to this. I'm actually not that great. If I miss a day of meditation, that's fine. I'm just going to try and aim it for tomorrow. Over the year of 2023, I'm going to try and meditate 50 times, nice and reasonable. Over 2024, I'm going to meditate 100 times. That means I'm going to have 265 days off that I've just missed. It would only take you 4 years to get to the point where you're meditating like 350 days of the year, which is basically perfect. That's like monk level. Amazing. Congratulations. Perfect. Too many young men have this curse of like just being impatient and wanting to have everything perfect right now. It's the same with like the micro example of meditating, where a young guy will try to meditate and literally have this foolish idea that he should be able to clear his mind from thoughts. And then he gets pissed off and starts saying like, oh, well, meditation doesn't work for me because I couldn't clear my mind off thoughts. That's like saying, oh, but the gym doesn't work for me because I went in once and I couldn't squat 3 plates. That's like, how ridiculous is that? That's like the same mindset that you have just on a micro example of the session compared to like year-long consistency. You just have big fucking ego to think to yourself like, I should be able to lift the heavy weight right now. I should be able to stay consistent every single day. I should be able to meditate and clear my mind of thoughts like Buddhist monks can do once they've practiced for 20 years straight. I should be able to do that right now because I'm a big, Andrew Tate fan. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Come on. Have some humility and think to yourself, I'm new to this and I'm just going to walk into the gym and just grab the empty barbell and practice with that. And when I'm ready, I'm going to add on 2.5 kg on one side and 2.5 kg on the other side. And then maybe I'll add that on every week or every 2 weeks. That's the equivalent of you meditating for literally 10 seconds today, 10 seconds tomorrow, 10 seconds the next day, 15 seconds the next day, 30 seconds the next day. The final piece of advice that I'll give you if you're struggling with consistency, especially if you feel like you're in a rut right now and you're just watching bullshit YouTube videos and you keep saying every day you're going to improve your diets, you're going to exercise, you're going to meditate, but you don't. It's because what you have done is set the bar to entry too high. So if you're in a rut and you're not doing any of the good habits, the reason why is because your assumption of the good habit is the full meditation session, the full gym session. When you're in a rut, those things are often too hard. It's like your brain and your body just can't even consider like going to the gym. You just feel too tired, just like fatigued, and you just don't really want to. What you need to do is reduce the bar to entry all the way down and say to yourself, okay, today success does not equal going to the gym and doing my entire workout. Today, success equals going to the gym and doing 1 set. That's all I've got to do. I don't even have to hit a PR. All I have to do is just do a warm-up set, and that's already progress. And you might think to yourself, oh, but that's not success. I used to do it. Oh, yeah, sure. But what's going to go happen when you brainwash yourself to believing that's success? What's going to happen when you say to yourself, okay, come on, I'm really tired, but I'm just going to go and do 1 set. And you go and do a warm-up set, and you've all stretched up, and you're nice and warm. What's going to happen after that? Are you just going to go home, or are you just going to go stack the fucking weight and go hit a normal set after that, right? The same with like meditating. If you think that like meditation equals the 5 or the 10-minute session, often you might skip that because you just can't be bothered with it. You're too tired, you're in a rush, whatever. And so then you don't meditate for days at a time. What if you just said to yourself, okay, well, I'm just going to meditate for 1 breath right now. You could do that right now with me right now, right? Why can't you see that as success today, as checking off the box today? It's because you have this ego, this perception that isn't success. Success is doing as much as I used to on my good days. Success is doing more every week. Success is, meditating for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. you have too much of an ego. If you can reduce your ego, and if you can think to yourself, okay, success equals just one breath of meditation every morning for the rest of my life, you can hit that. Even if you're sick, even if you have fucking diarrhea, you can still do one mindful breath per morning, right? When you're traveling, when you're sick, when you're tired, when you've got like relationship problems and you really want to FaceTime your girl, to see if she's still crying or something, you're not going to want to go and do a 10-minute meditation session. And so that day is going to have to be a red cross on the success of your life. The same with like the gym. If you think that the success in the gym is like hitting a PR, that's going to be a red cross on the day that you're traveling and you don't have the time with it, right? What if success in exercising was you just doing 50 squats, air squats? Because you could hit that every day of your life. Even if you felt sick, you could just randomly pop out the 50 squats or the 10 squats or the 10 push-ups every day. And the idea is that this isn't the ultimate amount that we want to do, but it's the amount that you'll say to yourself, yes, at least I've done something today. It's not going to make me gains, but it's just to show myself that my baseline is higher than that Jeffrey version of me that I used to be on. His baseline was 0. My baseline, the worst I'll ever do in my life again, is one mindful breath first thing in the morning, 50 push-ups, 10 push-ups, whatever it is, 50 burpees. This way, it's like if you set that higher than your usual baseline of doing 0, but it's still not as high as like doing the entire 1-hour workout, the entire 10-minute meditation session. Set a new baseline that you could do every day. And this is you getting consistent again. And then when you have a good day, naturally, you're going to do more. Naturally, you'll do 100 push-ups in the morning. Naturally, that'll lead to going to the gym for that day as well. But what you need to do is to understand you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where you can't be fucked. You're going to have days where you've got diarrhea coming out of your butthole and you're not going to want to go and fucking meditate or go and hit heavy squats, right? And so on that day, you're just going to sit around and have like this 0 Jeffrey baseline doing nothing on that day. On the day that you're going through a breakup, you're just going to do nothing, right? What if you just had a new baseline, which was just like a nice step above the 0 baseline that you're used to? What if it was a mindful breath first thing in the morning, or a mindful breath just before you eat anything? Just one breath, 10 seconds of you just breathing fully and feeling your belly move. Just that thing might save you from then binge eating and eating all the shit food that you do when you're on a rut. The problem here isn't consistency, I promise you. The problem isn't that you're missing habits. The problem is your interpretation, the story that you're telling, the fact that you see this as a lack of success when actually you could reset things, destroy your perception of things, set a new baseline, a new target, a new metric for success, which is so much lower than the big thing that you keep missing anyway. So the day that you don't feel good, still do the new baseline of like 1 mindful breath, 10 push-ups. Because you won't miss that, right? Even if you suck, even if you really hate the day, even if you feel depressed, just get down to the floor and just do the 10 push-ups whilst hating your life. And at least then you can tick the box for exercise on that day. Then on your good days, you'll do it with a smile. You'll do the 10 push-ups. You'll do the mindful breath with a smile. And then you'll be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to the gym now. I'm going to go hit a PR. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But then you're going to have a bad day again. It's just life. It's just how it happens. Young guys get so confused at this concept because they think that life is going to stay the same forever. They think that, seasons don't exist. Sometimes you have a season of being hardcore, disciplined, monk mode. And other times you have a season where you've gained like 3% body fat and you just feel tired and fatigued and sleepy all the time. It happens. But you have these ebb and flows, these waves, and the goal of self-improvement is not to try and condense the wave right now, but it's to try and change that 5 or 10 years from now. So the last thing I just want to emphasize to you is look at self-improvements over the year, not over the week or the day. Don't obsess over the day or the week. Obsess over the year and think to yourself, I'm going to meditate 100 times this year. That's huge success. Don't bullshit yourself right now. With this entire video, I've told you to not have an ego. If you're in your mind, straight away, your brain said, oh yeah, next year in 2024, I'm gonna exercise for 400 days or some bullshit. It's like, bro, did we not just speak about this? Lose the fucking ego. If you're a beginner, don't say any number higher than 100. Like if you've barely went to the gym in your life, your goal for 2024 should be to go to the gym maybe 50 or 75 times. If you go higher than that, that's awesome. Congratulations, do it. But we'd be happy. Like we would celebrate if you just had like 50. Like if you went onto, you see the top link in the description underneath this video. If you just go there right now, that's our online community where we talk about self-improvement. If you went into that and you literally posted something at the end end of 2024 something like, I meditated 56 times this year, I would have so much respect for you compared to the guy who's like, oh, but I missed my meditation today and I feel so sad, and here I am focused on just this one insignificant week of my life. The young man who thinks on the broader term, who thinks in a longer term, he gets so much more successful. Success comes when you think long term, not short term. Think to yourself, what's your goals for next year based on how much volume you'll do for the habits. I'm gonna meditate for 20 hours in 2024. I'm gonna meditate for 36 days. I'm gonna meditate for 50 days straight. Not straight, sorry, not like streaks or anything. We're not doing that bullshit either. But it's like with NoFap, for example, we're not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna get to a 90-day streak. What we're gonna say is, I'm not going to fap for 100 days next year. Because think about what this would do to your mindset. Instead of the usual no-fap bullshit, which is like, oh, I relapsed and now all the success is gone. Imagine right now that you fapped every day of 2023. Let's just say that, right? You fapped every day, just once a day, 365 days. Obviously you didn't. You probably did like double days and stuff every now and then. Then every now and then you didn't fap in a day. But let's just make it simple. You fapped 365 days in 2023, right? In 2024, what if your goal was, I'm not going to fap for 100 days? And on January 1st, you thought to yourself, wait, for me to get like a tick on the box and to feel successful, just don't fap today. Okay, done. Then the next day it's like you can't hold it in any longer, right? So you end up fapping, right? But you still got the tick from yesterday. Okay, you got a red cross today, but I just need to get 99 more ticks to feel a huge level of success. That version of you will get to 100. We'll probably get to like 126 because you went past that point and then you've like excelled even more. And you'll feel awesome about the year thinking, damn, like I knocked off like a third of my fapping in 1 year. I'm proud of myself. I had 126 days where I didn't fap, but before this, I used to fap every day. The version of yourself that would see this as weird and think, no, but I want to go and be, I don't want to fap at all. I want to be on no fap. I want to get to a day 90 streak. I want to get to day 300. That version of you is going to keep resetting every fucking 1 or 2 days. And when he resets, what's he going to do? When he's just fapping in one random day, what's he going to do? He's going to go for a fucking fapathon, isn't he? He's going to keep going and going and going. He's going to check off 4 times in one day because his mindset's all fucked up. And it's like, oh, well, I've lost all the success now, right? The version of you that's on NoFap will be like an absolute gremlin loser. The version of you that wants to be on less fap will become successful. Because this version of you, the no-fap version of you, this sounds strange, right, that I'm criticizing no-fap. No-fap is very idiotic. The idea that you should just basically try and build up this streak forever is stupid. Imagine saying that to a fat guy. Imagine telling a fat guy, here's all the benefits for going to the gym. Go to the gym every day. And by the way, if you miss one day, you'll lose all of the benefits. Imagine saying that to a fat guy. If you miss one day, you've lost all of the progress. That's ridiculous, isn't it? It's the exact same with fapping. I'm not one of these fucking little kids on YouTube who will like lie to you about what self-improvement is like. I'm telling you right now, this idea that you need a no-fap streak to feel better is bullshit. What you need to do is just fap less every year till eventually you get to the point where you're fapping like 3 times a year, 4 times a year, and that's absolutely fine. That's fine. You don't need to be on fucking day 180 to feel any kind of benefits. That's not how it works. These guys are fucking lying to you. And it's the weird exact same thing when it comes to meditating. You don't need to be on a meditation streak for it to actually help you. Even monks end up taking some days off. I've seen monks in train stations. I've seen monks in planes. And on those days, they don't do their whole thing. I'm sure that they're still kind of mindful through the day. But even monks take days off meditating. You don't need to be on some massive streak to see some progress. Think about it as less fat. Think about it as the goal for next year is to not fat for 100 days. The goal for next year is to be in the gym for 100 days. It's not about building the muscle mass and getting jacked. It's literally just, I'm going to step inside of the gym for 100 days next year because this year I only went in 20 days because I only discovered self-improvement a few months ago. If you've discovered self-improvement for a while, you've been on things for like 7 months, next year maybe your goal is to get into the gym 150 days of the year, 200 days of the year. That's fucking huge, by the way. That's like many athletes only go to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. And imagine thinking being a 14-year-old or a 17-year-old 6 months onto self-improvement that you should be matching someone who's 10 years into the sport. We have this massive ego that thinks that we should be doing so much more volume. And when we can't do that, we get so upset that then we stay inside of the rut. What I've told you in this video is this weird counterintuitive approach to getting out of a rut and getting consistent, but it destroys your fun perception, the fun statement that you get to say, which is that I'm on NoFap and I meditated for 56 days straight this year, and I'm on a 100-day streak, and I'm on this and I'm on this. You lose that cute little boy energy, and you have to step into becoming a man and realizing, okay, the life isn't as pretty as having a nice little NoFap streak that you like, I don't know, like with a fucking knife, like an island survivor does, etches it into his wall, obsessed with it. Life isn't like that. You're gonna have good and bad days. What matters is, what do you do on those bad days? Do you think to yourself, yep, everything's over, I'm not consistent? Or do you just think to yourself, yep, it's one of those bad days, I'm not gonna do anything destructive and I'm still gonna do 50 push-ups today. It's interesting that that's my bad day now. I said it to my girl, like, our bad days is that we went to the store and we found like healthy snacks. Like we got fruit, and then we got like these bars that have like basically no bullshit ingredients in them. And that was like our worst diet day, and we couldn't even believe ourselves. And I was like, that's our off day. That's our bad day. That's absolutely fine. That's what you want. You want to minimize like the damage that the bad day does, but you'll only do that if you've got like a better mindset with it. I apologize if this video has just been a little bit all over the place, but I have so many random thoughts when it comes to like staying consistent on self-improvement, because this is something that I've been blessed to be able to do myself. This work that I do here for you on YouTube and then inside of my communities, this has afforded me this rare life where I can be on self-improvement full time. Think about that, because most people have to like work a job or be in school or work some kind of business and try and do self-improvement things when they've got time. My business is self-improvement. And so in a weird way, it's like I get paid to be on self-improvement full time. And so I believe that I've understood concepts of self-improvement so much better than like the random dweebs that you see on the internet who are just telling you about NoFap streak and shit. And so I know for a fact that so many young men would have clicked off this video because they didn't want to hear this. They just wanted to hear some Andrew Tate shit, or they wanted to hear me say like, oh yeah, but don't worry, once you get to day 14 of NoFap, everything will change. It's not the truth. It is not the truth. I'm not going to bullshit to you. If you want more help like this and you want to join a community of guys who are speaking about self-improvement, that's the top link in the description. You can join that for free. It's our free online community. Go in, ask questions, give advice, write a guide, make some friends. They're all on self-improvement. They all watch my videos in there. We've got like over 10,000 members in there, so you can go join for free right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.